Hello, friends. If you're 65 or older, there is more than $500 in airport and airline perks sitting there with your name on it. Free assistance, free equipment, and even a free seat for the person traveling with you. And almost nobody at the check-in counter will tell you about a single one of them. These aren't discounts you haggle for. They're benefits already built into the system that you simply have to ask for by name. Stay with me all the way to number 6, because that's the one most seniors get completely backwards. The famous senior discount everyone still asks for at the airport is gone, and the thing that quietly replaced it is worth 10 times more. Number 1. Free wheelchair and mobility help, from the curb all the way to your seat. Every major Canadian airline provides wheelchair and mobility assistance at no charge. Call the airline's accessibility line at least 48 hours before your flight and ask for assistance. They will meet you at check-in, take you through security, get you to the gate, and walk you right onto the plane and to your seat. Then do the whole thing again when you land. It costs you nothing. Now here's the part that saves real cash. Your mobility aids fly free. Your cane, your walker, your rollator, your manual or electric wheelchair, even your mobility scooter. None of it counts against your baggage allowance, and none of it triggers a checked bag or oversized fee. A scooter thrown in as a regular oversized bag can cost you $50 to $100 each way. Tagged properly as a mobility device, it's zero. Margaret from Hamilton learned this the hard way. On her flight to Vancouver, she let the agent check her scooter as ordinary luggage and paid $75 there and $75 back. $150 she got refunded the moment she quoted the accessibility rule. Same with a CPAP machine. That's medical equipment, so it does not eat into your one carry-on limit. The mistake that costs seniors money is not calling ahead and then paying a private porter $20 to push a chair the airline would have provided free. This week, if you have a trip booked, call that accessibility line, give them your flight, and ask for wheelchair assistance plus free carriage of your mobility aid. Get a confirmation number and write it down. That one call saves $100 in fees and a long, painful walk. Number 2. The security shortcut if you're 75 or older. CATSA, the agency that runs airport screening, has special rules for older travelers that hardly anyone uses. If you are 75 or older, you can leave your shoes on and keep a light jacket on right through the screening checkpoint. No standing on a cold floor in your socks, no fumbling to get shoes back on while the line pushes behind you. Next, look for the family and accessible line at the checkpoint. It has wider screening equipment for walkers and wheelchairs and officers who are trained to give you extra time and hands-on help. And if you can't lift your bag onto the belt or pull it out of the bin afterward, you simply tell the officer and they will do it for you. That is part of their job, not a favor. Consider Harold, 78, who tore a shoulder muscle hoisting a carry-on onto the belt at Pearson and spent his trip in a sling. One sentence to the officer would have spared him the injury and the physiotherapy bill. The mistake here is pride and habit. Seniors line up in the regular lane, wrestle their own heavy bag onto the conveyor, and strip off shoes they never needed to remove. What to do this week? Next time you fly, walk up to any screening officer and say the words, "I'm 75, and I'd like the accessible line and assistance." That sentence turns the single most stressful part of the airport into the easiest. Number 3. Your medications beat the liquid rule, and most people throw money in the bin not knowing it. You've heard the 100 milliliter rule. No liquids over 100 milliliters past security. But prescription and essential medical liquids are exempt. That means your liquid medications, eye drops, insulin, liquid nutrition, and even the gel ice packs you need to keep insulin cold can all come through in the amount you actually need. No 100 milliliter limit, and you don't have to cram them into the little clear bag. All you do is take them out separately and tell the officer they're medical. The mistake that quietly costs real money: a senior reaches security, panics, and tosses a bottle of prescription eye drops or a $200 liquid medication in the garbage because they think the rule applies. It doesn't. That is exactly what happened to Joan flying out of Calgary. She dropped a full 300 milliliter bottle of glaucoma drops in the bin, then paid $90 for an emergency refill at her destination, all for a bottle she was allowed to carry. Keep your medications in their original labeled packaging when you can. Declare them at the checkpoint, and carry a copy of the prescription for anything unusual. And remember, this is one to keep in mind for number 6, where the biggest money of all is hiding. This week, before any trip, pack your medical liquids in an outside pocket you can reach fast, and never let anyone tell you to dump them. Number 4. Free pre-boarding and a free seat beside the person helping you. Two separate perks here, both worth money and comfort. First, pre-boarding. If you need extra time or a little help getting settled, you can board before the crowd. You just ask at the gate. It's free, and it means no getting jostled in a moving line or standing while 100 people file past. Second, and this is the one that saves dollars. If you travel with a support person who helps you during the flight, the airline is required to seat that person next to you, and they cannot charge you the seat selection fee to sit together. Airlines love to sell you assigned seats for $25 to $45 a head, and couples often pay it twice just to avoid being split across the plane. Bill and Doreen paid $38 each, $76 total, to sit together on a return flight to Halifax, then found out Doreen's help with Bill's oxygen made them eligible to sit together for free. That's $152 over the round trip they never needed to spend. If one of you genuinely assists the other, you shouldn't be paying that at all. The mistake is quietly clicking "Pay for seats together" at booking instead of calling and asking for the accommodation. This week, if you book with a spouse or helper, call the airline, explain that one of you provides assistance, and ask them to seat you together at no charge. Number 5. The plane ticket the tax office helps pay for. This one reaches beyond the airport and into your tax return. If you have to fly to get medical treatment that isn't available within 40 kilometers of your home, that airfare can be claimed as a medical expense on line 33,099 of your tax return. Travel more than 80 kilometers for that care, and you can also claim reasonable meals and lodging on top of the airfare. For a senior flying to a specialist in another city, that can add up to hundreds of dollars back at tax time. A $400 round-trip fare to a cancer clinic, plus a $140 hotel night and $40 in meals, is nearly $600 of claimable expense. And if you live in the far north, the Northern Residence Travel Deduction on line 25,500 lets you write off the cost of eligible trips using published airfare tables. You don't even have to chase down a quote. The mistake that erases this benefit is simple. Seniors throw away their boarding passes and receipts the moment they land. Frank from Thunder Bay made 4 medical trips in 1 year and tossed every stub. Roughly $1,600 in claimable travel gone. Because without proof, you get nothing. This week, start one envelope, call it medical travel, and drop every boarding pass, every ticket receipt, and every hotel bill tied to a medical trip straight into it. At tax time, that envelope turns into real money in your pocket. Number 6. The discount you keep asking for is dead, and the free seat you never ask about is real. Here's the one most seniors have completely backwards. Air Canada quietly ended its age-based senior fares. That automatic senior discount you still ask the agent for at the counter no longer exists on most tickets, so you're spending energy chasing a coupon that was cancelled. But look what replaced it. Under Canada's one-person, one-fare rule, ordered by the Canadian Transportation Agency back in 2008 on flights within Canada, if you have a disability and need an attendant for your personal care or safety during the flight, that attendant flies free. One person, one fare. It also covers you if your condition means you need a second seat. That is not a 10% discount. That is a whole second ticket, often $300 to $600 on a domestic trip, gone to zero. Take Eleanor, who needs help managing her medication and transfers in flight. On a Toronto to Edmonton round trip, she stopped paying for her daughter's $520 ticket the year she filed the form. And the reason almost no senior claims it is heartbreaking. They don't think the word disabled applies to them, when in fact it covers a wide range of mobility, cognitive, and serious medical conditions. It does take a short application and a statement from your doctor, so plan a few weeks ahead. File at least 3 weeks before you fly. But paying 2 full fares when your travel companion could fly free is the single most expensive mistake on this entire list. So here's your one action step for this week. Pick your next trip, even one you're only thinking about, and make one phone call to the airline's accessibility line. In that single call, request wheelchair assistance, free carriage of your mobility aid, seating next to your helper, and ask whether you qualify for one person, one fare. That one call can put hundreds of dollars back in your pocket. If this helped you, subscribe and share it with someone over 65 who's flying soon. The money slips away only from the people who never find out.